G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today, we're on Dry Arabia to watch two of the world's top level players face off in a ranked ladder battle. Of course, we've got some good names here, some recognizable names, some names that may give you anxiety. So let's just move forward with a, what's that little sticker that they put on albums? Explicit content? Viewer discretion advised, something like that. Anyway, you've been warned. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Sporting in the east of the map, in the color pink, playing as the House of Lancaster. It's Fei-Chan. Indeed, indeed. I don't know what they actually say, those English variant scouts, but there was some excitement nonetheless. And on the west side of the map, in the color purple, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Give You Anxiety. Welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company here today on Dry Arabia as we witness... Oh no. Oh no. Oh wow. Hold on a minute. Okay, you're gonna like this. And I tell you right now, you're gonna like this so much, I'm gonna ask you, go ahead, leave a like on this video. It's really gonna help out, and I'm gonna explain what's happening here and why this is actually insane. 5 villages, that's enough to 1 or to 2 shot a villager. Because remember, these are English villages, right? English variant villages. So they get, oh no. Oh, this is going to be so bad. I'm so sorry, Reddit. Reddit is about to be inundated with so many posts about why this is absolutely broken. Okay, let me explain. So first and foremost, okay, GUA's got no idea. Let's just start it off with that one. He's going for a big loop-de-loop over here. This is really bad. Now, if you tried to stop this, you would lose a villager. And the reason why is because these 5 villagers will 2-shot a normal villager. So they do 5 damage each. There's 5 of them. That's 25 damage. So now you've got 2 shots. That's 50 damage, and 50 health means the villager's dead. So you can't attack it. And now because you can't attack it, you also can't contest this position whatsoever as the villagers... Oh my god. Oh, wow, that was nice. Oh, Faye. Oh, now she's going to steal the gold. Dude, she has been practicing this. She has 100%... Is she got a Lancaster? Hold on a minute. Does that mean... Wait, there's no way you can stop this. This is brutal. This is probably one of the worst early rushes you can do. This is incredible because, okay, it used to be really popular back in the day for the English to do this, okay? If you really wanted to upset somebody, you just send 5 vills over towards them, and 100% you could get away with it. And look at the timing on this as well. 182 gold, really at the sweet spot here. GUA's gone and put himself down to a couple of villages on this southern gold mine, but there's no reason why Faye just can't come in and potentially deny this in the future. But let's focus on what we've got at hand, because I'm not going to be surprised if we see a House of, or a Lancaster castle put down any second right here. She's doing it, dude. Okay, all right. The jig is up. All right. She's revealed her secret strategy. This is not a tournament game. This is not a tournament game. This is a ranked ladder game, and she is just putting it all out here for show. GUA's in trouble. This is not good, because, I mean, GUA wants to put down his Ark and Chapel. Now, where's he going to put the Ark and Chapel down? Have a look at the resources he's got in the bank. I guess you go for the back of the base right over here. But, I mean, berries in a wood line. It could be worse. It could just be a wood line. It could be something a bit nicer, though. It could be a wood line and a TC and a gold mine. I don't know why, but I'm kind of imagining myself singing an Imagine Dragons song now. From the TC to the wood line. And okay, I'll stop. Anyway, we got trouble. We got trouble in paradise right now, because have a look how early this age up is as well. This is a pre 4-minute age up. So you've basically completely nullified this early gold. So where do you go from here? Because if we look at GUA's options, he doesn't have a whole lot of options when it comes to gold. You can go all the way up here if you dare. That's really fine. He's kind of drawn the short straw in this regard, because it means Faye, all she needs to do is just direct her scouts to the gold mines, and she now knows exactly where they are. 1, 2, all in the same area. Now, fortunately, an outpost is going to be coming up for GUA, so he's hoping that this is going to allow him to do a little bit of defense. But I'm starting to think a little bit further outside the box. Is there a world where we potentially see stonewall gates coming out? And stone walls. And stonewall towers. Because these guys actually got buffed, didn't they? If I remember correctly, these got reduced from 300 stone to 250 stone. So that's a big problem, because it could mean that she could do something really dirty. We'll have to wait and see what the play is, but I'm going to get myself a nice little picture of that, because we're witnessing it right now. Do I have a button? Yeah, I've got a button right there, so you can clearly see the color difference. We can even switch it around for you. But we've got ourselves a little bit of trouble here in paradise, because Unfortunately, GUA's not going to have the pixel-perfect game he was hoping for. He was hoping for a fast castle. He was hoping this was going to be an easy one. Faye was going to be chilling out in her base, working on the whole mana system and getting all my manas up and going hardcore, but the reality is we don't see that. She is working towards them, but she's had a whole different... I mean, this is not a strategy that we've seen before. And this is kind of like, if you think about it, the Chinese and the Barbican Rush. The whole idea behind the Chinese Barbican Rush was that you would put down your keep, or rather your Barbican, typically on the gold mine. It was normally the best place that you'd go. And then from there, you could flex. You could go, I'm going to do some outposts. I'm going to go Song Dynasty. I'm going to go 2TC. I'm going to go Fast Castle. There's lots of different options for you. But it was basically to isolate the gold vein. And then from there, it was always difficult because you never knew whether you were going to be able to get it up or not. Whereas here, there's no question about it. This is unstoppable. If you wanted to do this every single game as the House of Lancaster, you absolutely could. And I won't be surprised if we start to see certain people saying, you know, Lancaster castle dropping everybody until Conqueror 3. I wouldn't be surprised, because look behind this. Like, this is not particularly delayed. And what's interesting about this is the second and the third manas are going to be a little bit slower, right? Like, realistically, about 2 minutes slower than what they should be. However, because of the 5 bills on gold at the front, it means that your 5th or your 4th, 5th, and 6th manas that come up, because you're going to need condensed land practices, are going to be much sooner online. So at the end of the day, obviously, it's going to be a delay compared to if you're just keeping it in your base. But these 5 villages are 100% going to find value up here. On top of that, you can also think about going Castle Age if you really wanted to. But she is absolutely slow playing this perfectly. Behind the scenes, have a look at this. GUA going for the Burgrave Palace. Now, there is a world where Faye actually calls in. I wouldn't... She calls in the Demi-Lancers from the Lancaster Castle. Doesn't have to drop a stable, doesn't have to drop a range. Just clicks the button. Uses the gold that she's got from here. It's not going to be massive, but it's still 3 manas that she's got. So she can now use these 5 units. And how much does she know about the... She knows. She knows about the age up. Look, she's already come in and scouted this out. It's a Burgrave as well. Oh, you know this is going to be terrible. Oh, my God. Oh, this is absolutely so oppressive. This is the first time we're witnessing this right now, but all of the Demi-Lancers coming to the back. This is 5 Demi-Lancers. Going to be more than enough to stop this, and you can see GUA's intentionally put this at the back of the base. Now moving Vills out to try and rush this up. Demi-Lancers underneath the town center, going to completely ignore it. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, she's got the scout with the campfire sitting here ready to go. The landmarks gets cancelled. See you later, GUA. Oh, my Lord, what a game we are witnessing right here. Welcome to the House of Lancaster. You know what they say, Lancaster always pays his debt. Wow, this is painful. This is painful. So GUA now looking to push down the Burgrave once again. We've got a couple of Demi-Lancers out here. They're going to spot the 5 bills out over on the outpost. Do we potentially see an outpost get dropped? This is a beautiful spot. Nullify both of these golds by doing that. Great option. I would be moving these bills around immediately to try and do that. But now back underneath the town center. We're right on board with GUA as they make their way through. He pulls in a couple of the edge case scenario villages. Everybody heads back into the town center for the moment, but she spotted out some bills over on the wood line. Is she going to be able to get some damage in there? Indeed, she will get none of them. Actually, she's already gotten some of them. She's already taken out 2 of them. But now looking just to commit underneath the town center and try and get as many vills as she can. He's got a couple of vills that are quite... middle amounts of HP. Oh, a little bit of a mistake right there from GUA. I don't think she's going to get any more, but at the end of the day, she's delayed her opponent so much. How much value did she get out of that? A huge amount. Age up's coming through at the same time, and she's got 1, 2, 3 manas. What a strategy. What a strategy we have just witnessed, and I apologize in advance for revealing this to the world, to showing this to the world, because, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know whether Faye's streaming right now when she's playing this game. I suspect she probably is, and when she streams, go check her out. She's normally got between, you know, 300, 400 viewers. Whereas this video is going to expose this strategy to a lot of people. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're all working towards, right? We want to expose Age of Empires to as many people as possible so that they can come join us in this absolutely disgusting strategy. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Reddit, you're going to hear about it. Everybody's going to hear about it. And I just want to credit right now Faye, because this is... I mean, she's clearly thought about this. And this is what I love, right? Like, whenever you watch a Faye game, you never know what you're going to get. You never know with Faye what you're going to get. And it just feels like every single time she surprises us, she gives us something interesting to watch. And now she's gone straight up to castle, in with the King's College, straight to the Collar of S's, which is, oh, where do we even start with talking about this? I will say I don't necessarily agree immediately going into the Collar of S's, but, you know, it's still good because you can see she's kind of delaying now her first knight. She's delaying a potential monastery, and you want to try and contest the monastery, but we can see the prelates now looking to pick up the first of the relics. 2 of them out already, one of them quite low health. Keep in mind, now you could have kept the demi-lancers, those 5 demi-lancers, you could have just kept them and then looked to deny the relics. I think that would have been the play. That would have been the real play right there for Faye. But obviously wasn't met today, but perhaps next time she'll look to refine this. But I tell you what, this is shaping up to be incredible. And of course, this is a fun little game right here that we have got ourselves into. Let's check in with Faye and see how she's doing. So she's obviously got the 3 manas for the moment. Doesn't yet look to be picking up additional manas. Just going to look to try and play into this 3 mana opening. Just keep it basic, keep it close. And the one thing to note, though, is GUA is obviously picking up relics. Now, he hasn't gone Regnants, which means the relics are just going to be your standard relics, right? So he's not really playing into victory in that. So he needs to make something happen with Burgrave. Now, he doesn't need to make something happen with Burgrave. Burgrave was probably an overreaction on his part to seeing Lancaster Castle and thinking, oh, I've got to go all in, right? It's just one of those things where you panic and you go, oh, I've got to do it now, and you accidentally make the Burgrave, and it's one of those things where if you just thought about it a little more, you would have worked out what was happening, and you would have realized you probably could have got away with the Regnants, because here we are. I mean, he's got 5 men at arms out at the moment, and he probably thought that was necessary, probably thought it was appropriate, but the reality is once you deal with those initial demi-lancers, there's really not much of a threat left over, realistically. But we'll ride on board with Faye and watch as these men-at-arms make their way across the map. Unfortunately, now getting cleaned up by the knights that have just arrived. Now, keep in mind, they do have the Collar of SS, which is going to give them 6 damage against heavy. On top of that, the men-at-arms for the Holy Roman Empire have also got a similar upgrade. They've already, well, no, they haven't picked it up quite yet, but it's going to be the heavy maces, which increase their bonus damage against heavy targets by 6. Now, keep in mind, that is only for men-at-arms. And if we were to extrapolate this a little bit further, so the knight always beats the men-at-arms. However, when the men-at-arms have got the extra 6 damage, then they can actually beat back the knight's pound for pound. However, if we put an extra 6 damage onto the knight, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know which way the cookie crumbles on that one, but I'm going to suspect it probably goes back in favor of the knight. So interesting theory crafting that we've got going on right now. Additional mana's getting put down as well by Faye. She's not ignoring this at all. I love the fact this Lancaster Castle is still on the front line. Obviously, everybody's still under attack over here. We don't yet have our mute button for the UI. I'm kind of looking forward for that mute button coming through, but who knows, maybe one day. Relic out here, about to get thrown into the outpost. We did have this relic, or this outpost down to the south side, but didn't opt for it, so we could potentially see sprinkled emplacements come through at the back, but I don't really rate that. Actually, you could do double sprinkled emplacement into Swabia. I feel like that's probably the way out of this game. So I feel like Swabia is probably the only out that you've got right now, GUA. I don't think there's any other way that you can play this, and I feel like you need to get up now. The trouble is, how are you going to afford it? Because your deer is at the front, and you don't really have control of the map, especially considering these knights that are out here. So if your opponent knows where you're gathering food from, they can hit it hard. But if we can wall off those little segments, then definitely it can make it a little bit easier. Now, relics are getting picked up across the map. It's going to be Faye, though, that picks up this central one. We've also got a 5th and final relic to the south that is being guarded up by Faye and her trusty knight, her knight with the +6 damage versus heavy. So towards the top side, it's a bit hard to tell whose prelate is whose and whose priest is whose monk is whose. We don't actually have priests, do we? In AoE4, we've got monks. Priests. Where were priests? Priests were Age of Empires 3. I remember it now. There was a priest strategy that you could do for a while with Russia in Age of Empires 3. But have a look how quickly the men-at-arms are bludgeoning the knights here to death. Of course, the knights have already got quite a bit of damage on them. So I think the extra 6 damage is obviously going to favor the men-at-arms more than it would the knights. But I guess technically they do get to cut through a bit more armor that way. So we'll have to wait and see. And actually, now that I think about it more, I suspect the +6 damage is definitely going to favorably affect the men-at-arms a lot more than what it would affect the knight. Just simply because of that. They do a lot less damage, and they already do kind of... they definitely don't break even. But yeah, if we think about it from that perspective, it definitely makes a bit more sense. Okay, so for the moment, still a bit of a stalemate here. I love the way that Faye has just kind of gone for this Lancaster Castle in the front and then just everything else behind it. Like, look at this. Look at this, bro. She is going crazy. Up to 8 manas now. Looking to put down the final mana shortly. She's got this all worked out around the town center perfectly. Meanwhile, over towards that east side, we do continue, or that south side rather, we do continue to see these knights on the prowl. I'd be cautious. You know, I don't think you can actually fight the men-at-arms. I do think... I'm curious to see how it goes, but big charges coming through. She's going to back the lower health ones out. They're going to come back through. Loses one of them. She's still working her way through all of these men-at-arms. Pulls back the low health. Beautiful micro so far that we're witnessing from her. She's absolutely tearing this army apart. She's lost 2 knights so far, but in the end, she's able to clean everything up. The monk going to come down here. Can always look to heal up as well. Prelate, get on out of here. That's a 3-2 split between these two, and I tell you what, Faye's shaping up to look pretty damn good in this game, that is for sure. Now, she's on the 1 TC for the moment. In fact, both players are still on the 1 TC. GUA still yet to really decide on what the strategy plan is here, because he's just looking to kind of commit to man-at-arm spam. He's obviously gone into the Burgrave and he's just kind of stuck it for the moment. And I think, look, that makes sense to an extent, but at the same time, you got to play to your win condition, right? And look, you've secured 3 relics, which is good, but there's no regnets involved. And that's the other thing. It's going to be harder for you to get to Imperial because you don't have a regnets. And if we take a look at the incomes at the moment, you can see that Faye is probably going to be dwarfing GUA. Let's take a look here. You got 1,500, 1,700 roughly for GUA. On the other side, we've got about 2K, 2.2K for Faye. So she is quite a bit ahead when it comes to the total resources that we're generating every minute. I mean, the question is, where does she go from here? And it looks like we've got the answer. Is she doing it? She's flirting with the idea of Imperial Age here. And, I mean, this could be dangerous. I mean, there's a whole bunch of men-at-arms here. No battering rams coming out just yet for GUA, but he doesn't really need them when you've got this many units. Now, one thing to note, if you do lose Lancaster Castle, you do lose the ability to call these militias, but not particularly important. Faye going to be not really paying attention, losing all the villagers here. Plenty of knights coming through on that top side. She's only got 6 of them. 1 going to go down. Lancaster Castle still firing off. Keep in mind, while it is that sort of pseudo keep, it can't get the Springwood emplacement, so it's never going to be as powerful as something like the Barbican early on in the game, or like the Kremlin as an example. But so far, so good. And I think she's almost certainly going to be going for this Imperial Age. So with Imperial Age, where does she look to turn from there? You know what? I'd be tempted to say to her, I'd almost be tempted to say, grab this. Grab the exact militia program. See if you can get it to pop right as it's going down. I mean, it's a lot of resources, though, and you're not really taking advantage of Imperial Age. But if you don't click it, then you're never going to get it, though, right? And at the end of the day, she does go for Wingard Palace. Probably the right call, I think, at the end of the day. This is a guaranteed. You know, this is guaranteed. You can 100% work into this. And you've already got the collar of SS as well, which means that you can guarantee that hobblers are going to be able to pick that up as well. Actually, is it the hobbler that picks it up, or is it the demi-lance that gets it, if I remember correctly? We'll have to double check and see. Maybe the hobbler doesn't get access to that upgrade. Now I'm thinking, no, the hobbler gets access to this upgrade, which is that they train faster, as well as they have extra charge damage. Second TC now for her. Whereas the Collar of SS is, I think it's Demi-Lancer +6 as well as Knight +6. 99% sure. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. Lancaster Castle has gone down. Finally beaten to a pulp by GUA. He now looks to capitalize on this position. However, I mean, the reality is she could... Oh, you know what she could do? Double Reboldequin. Oh, my lord, dude. Go into the gunpowder contingent and just absolutely get the Randys out on the field. Oh, my lord. Excite me more, please. Was that a scout going down? That was a scout going down. Poor guy. Sacred Site in the middle. Gonna get challenged here. Man-at-Arms making his way out and across. And we've got ourselves a bit of a problem here for Fei Chan as the Men-at-Arms look to try and find her economy, idle it out. Now, keep in mind, all of these manas are going to be absolutely welcome to just continue gathering and generating resources while this raid comes through. Of course, they can always decide to change their mind and attack something else, but for the moment, I think the primary intention of these Men-at-Arms is going to be to find those villagers, and that's exactly what GUA is looking for. Men-at-Arms once again, still no elite upgrade through yet for Faye. It's going to be... Oh, what just happened to my monitor? Hold on. You guys are still fine. Don't worry. My monitor just like went completely black. I thought I had a power outage, but we're all good. Don't worry. I can always watch on my second screen, but now Walla attempt on the defense. Not going to be okay for the moment. She still needs to hold. We need more units. She's got more knights in queue. There's a whole bunch that are about to come out. Elite upgrades on the way as well. Faye holding it down. Back towards that top side. He's looking at, is he sieging down the Wingard Palace right now? You can't be serious, GUA. GUA, you can't, oh Lord, you can't be serious. Not with that. Oh, this is tough. I think GUA is a little bit scrambled right now. He doesn't know exactly which way to go, what to do. He was looking for the Vils, couldn't quite find them. And now Faye is well and truly ahead. She should be able to clean this up without too much of a hassle. Beautiful little position of fight as well. Also got the monks in to heal. I tell you what, it feels difficult, doesn't it, fighting this one out. But we do see on the other side of the map, we've got some age-ups coming through. It's going to be the Swabia in the back of the base. And I like this. My only fear is it's a little bit too late. All those men-at-arms that you had, GUA, I really feel like you probably shouldn't have made them. Don't worry about this Lancaster. Who cares about this Lancaster castle, bro? This is irrelevant, man. It's like, you got emergency repairs. You don't give two shits about this. Just go imp. Go imp. Get the Swabia started. Get the dance going. Start working your transition into all of your Raxes, your stables, whatever it is that you want, and then we can start to talk. Then we can start to think outside the box. But yeah, I feel like a little bit of a misplay there from GUA. So curious to see how he looks to regain his footing in this game. Now, speaking of footing, how do these two stack up against each other? Third TC. Dude, somebody stop her. How does she get away with this every game? Every game we watch Faye, she drops her third TC like it's just, like it's standard business, and no one seems to punish her. But I mean, she knows that the Swabia is going to come up online soon, so she's just looking to match it. I think that's what's happening, which makes a lot of sense. So if we take a look at the Hobbler, you'll see it's got heal training, but it doesn't have that bonus damage that we were talking about. The Collar of Esses. Why can we not see the Collar of Esses bonus? Oh, it doesn't come up there. It just comes up as like +7 versus heavy. Does that mean you picked up? Oh, she did too. She picked up the bonus damage multiplier. Interesting. So 20% extra damage. It's an expensive upgrade as well. It's like a 1,000 cost upgrade. Gets reduced by the King's College. And then if we take a look at the Hobbler, that's also going to get bonus damage upgraded as well. These are elite Hobbler as well, so we could be seeing the Hobbler hobble to victory, potentially, in this game. An interesting unit. So basically think of this as a horseman, but look at the ranged armor that it's got. It's got a base of 7 ranged armor, dude. These are kind of impressive units when you think about it. That is, surely a horseman doesn't have 7 base ranged armor. There's no way a horseman's got a base of 7 ranged armor in Imperial Age. There's no way, right? Surely not. That's a lot of ranged armor. I'm going to say it right now. Hobbler coming through with the big charges. Charge damage 30, so it's actually quite decent. Getting absolutely obliterated by those spears. They're only hardened, but I tell you what, they are more than hard enough to deal with that problem. Meanwhile, towards the north, the Knights. Sorry, my brain gets a little bit crossed. North and Knights together, so it becomes Norse. Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, towards the north. Sorry, it's getting late. What's the time? I can't see my time. I think it's somewhere in the region of about 9 p.m. at the moment. So getting kind of late for me. Yeah, normally I'm trying to favor this late or this early bedtime. But you know, it's tough. Meanwhile, Typhon's going to be coming through for GUA. I haven't seen them come through yet for Faye. I also haven't seen her scootage upgrade. Yeah, no scootage upgrade. No Typhons yet, I'm going to suspect either. That's not there, yeah. Yeah, so no Typhons, no scootage. Scootage is going to be a big upgrade for her, so I think she definitely needs to prioritize that. Typhon's not so important, but still very relevant. So definitely still want to try and get that as well. But scootage is the big one that she's missing out on. I think this is almost one of those mandatory clicks when you hit Imperial, kind of like your English enclosures click. But it's only mandatory if you're not playing into like the fast Imperial strat, right? If you're going fast Imp, 100%. Just avoid it. There's no need for it, at least initially. I think you want to try and focus on units. It's going to take a while to pay itself off. Actually, it's really not going to take it's literally going to take like 90 seconds and it'll pay itself off if you've got 9 mana. That's kind of impressive now that I think about it, how affordable that is. Okay, just in all circumstances, just get scootage. You'd be crazy not to. She's still trying to work her magic on this gate. There's quite a lot of infantry up here. Keep in mind, these are Holy Roman Empire infantry, so they're quite a bit faster. They're starting to move around the map, and she's got a lot of hobblers. Have a look at this. They are hobbling their way across now. Big charge damage looking to come through. Hits plenty of them. And now surround... Dude, what is that charge damage? That is a lot. Is it just the fact that it's improved that I get excited over it? That's 30 charge damage. That's 43 lance damage. I think because they're a horseman, you're not used to seeing it. I mean, they're not obviously a horseman, but they're pseudo-horsemen. Now Faye looking to have a field day out here. How did these guys even get through? I'm not even mad that they got the dude. She is all over him. It's not even funny. She's all over it. She's doing the cav only thing again. She's done this before. We've seen this before. This is kind of wild. The versatility we're seeing out of her with this cavalry. I mean, if there's ever a way to outplay an enemy, it's through cavalry, right? Speed, control, that's what you're looking to do here. And Faye's obviously achieving that. Hoblars from every single angle. Heavy cavalry behind enemy lines, being chased by the spears. And, you know, there was that game that we casted earlier in the week where we're talking about heavy spears from the Knights Templar, and the fact that we didn't really rate them simply because they weren't able to keep up with the cavalry, and that was their whole job, right? Their whole job was to keep on top of the cavalry, and they just couldn't do it. And here, even though you've got normal spearmen that have got that extra movement speed, and then you're also Holy Roman Empire that have got that extra movement speed with the extra charge damage as well, you're still not able to keep up with it. You can see, like, the only reason this outpost still stands is because of emergency repairs. But she is just running rings around it right now. Wei trying, he's scrambling. He's 65 Hoblar, dude. She is something else, man. At this point, I don't even feel like we're really watching a game anymore. This is more of just like a demonstration of what you can do when you don't respect the norms of the game. Who thought the mass Hoblar was going to be legit? Well, I guess Faye did. She found out the right way, indeed. Look at this, 10 ranged armor, by the way. Good luck ever taking out one of these units with ranged units. Like, you need to kill them with spears. That's the only way you can do it. There's no other way to kill them. I guess knights technically will also work, but that's insane when you think about it, because these are light melee cavalry. They don't get counted. I mean, maybe the heavy crossbow would do work against them. They've only got 181 health, which is, I mean, pretty substantial still. She's got biology on these bad boys. But so far, I mean, she's making this game. It honestly looks like she's just having fun. It looks like she's got her music on, like, I'm at a payphone trying to call. Like, that's what it looks like at the moment, dude. She's ripping him apart. The poor guy. Wei's over here. The only one who's getting anxiety is him. Like, to be honest, I'm getting a bit of anxiety as well, just imagining from his perspective what he's going to go through right now. Look at this, just repeatedly. I mean, is the issue that he just hasn't stonewalled anything? And because you haven't stonewalled, you're not able to secure any of your flanks, because at the end of the day, palisade walls are great, but when you're talking Imperial Age, when you're talking about 21 torch damage on cav, when you're talking about effectively, you know, 1.88, almost 2 movement speed per second, it's very difficult. And she's come back again for the outpost. Emergency repairs immediately onto it, and it looks like it's going to hold for the moment. Hold. Spears are doing work. She's trying to commit to it. She's not going to get it. She's going to have to move on to the next target. There's plenty of them. And now she's broken through on the bottom side. Dude, someone stop her. Somebody stop her. It's not funny anymore, Faye. Faye, stop it now. That's enough. To be fair, if GUA just consolidated his army and actually built stone walls, like, GUA, okay. Grab these vills onto stone wall across this top side. That's the first step. Next one, where do we go from here? Probably on this side, probably across like that. We just want stone walls up. We want to try and control the narrative as much as we can. We want to prevent her. The story shouldn't be about how she broke in from 3 different angles. It should be about how she came in from the front and you just pushed her out. That's how it should be. But now GUA trying to swoop in on this army inside of his base. She's just trying to pull him apart. 40 vills up in this game, not to mention the fact she's got 9 menas absolutely kicking behind the scenes. Let's check in with them and see if she's picked up Scootage just yet. She hasn't scooted away to Scootage just yet, but I'm sure she'll get it eventually. Now back again once for this outpost, and down it goes. And now, is she just looking to fight? No, she's not even looking to fight. She's just looking for a payphone at the moment. She's losing a lot of units, but just remember, I mean, the economy behind this is impressive. These units, by the way, they do cost gold to make. So the Hoblar is I mean, it's kind of crazy how much she's spamming these. Look, 1 every 6 seconds. How many? Oh, look at all the stables. Dude, she's just making more stables. She's not going to let him do it. She's not going to let him win. She's not transitioning into any... Oh, no. She's not transitioning into any other unit. She's just making Hobblers. And you know what? She doesn't care. She does not care. I reckon you can get rid of some of these villagers, Faye, at this point. I mean, the economy... probably not yet. Maybe give it a little bit. Wallalol over on the west side. We'll have a look and see whether he picks up any Hobblers. Doesn't look like it. No Hobblers today. She's found another wall she's going to have to burn through. And it is no barrier to her. So, as I said, I think the elephant in the room right now is like the lack of stone walls. And it's something that's been evident for quite some time here. But like even just these small segments over here, all you need is like a stone wall right here. Stone wall right here. See, this is a good stone wall, but like at the end of the day, your gold is outside these walls. We need to be walling this in. Like this is good. This is the step in the right direction, but we need to be more optimistic about our defensive prospects. We need to make sure that we're securing the goal. But I mean, at this point, it already feels like it's over, right? Like, Faye just feels like she's so far ahead from a control aspect. But I mean, if we were to compare the pair, like GUA still in the, it's still, we still got our ball game right here. It's not over until the fat lady sinks. Meanwhile, look at this infantry. I mean, if GUA just, if GOA just forces a fight in mid right now, how does Faye even act? And the thing is, GUA can't force a fight in mid because Faye could just constantly come into his base and harass him, because he doesn't have the stone walls up yet. But he's getting there. So I think the game plan right now for GUA, hold out, stone walls up, force it down mid. That's the play. That's the play. That's the way. Good luck, GUA. I've given you your game plan. I don't know why we're making archers of all the things when our enemy's literally only making hobblers and has got 10 ranged armor. We don't need archers right now, GUA. Get back to the spears. Get back to the chandeliers. Get back to the hobblers in tiers. That's what we want to see. Plenty of spears. Men at arms, and finally we start to see these stone walls coming up. It's taken some time, but at the end of the day, it's not about how long it takes us to get there. It's about whether or not we got there safely. That's what I like to say after the 10-hour car journey. Tell my wife, stop complaining. No, not really. Gosh, 10 hours. We've done it before. We've done it before. We had to do a few stops in there. I tell you what, it can be a bit tough. Look at the army sites from GUA here. All sacred sites taken. Walls starting to come up. It's going to be stone walls as well for Faye. So she'll be looking to do a little bit of her own, but look what she's doing. She's just baiting him back. And it's this kind of play that separates the good from the great. I'll say that right now. And you can see she's trying to bait him back. She's trying to say, hey, no, you don't want to attack my base. Don't attack my base. You don't want to attack my base. You want to chase. That's what you want to do. You don't want my base. You want to chase. And that's exactly what is happening right now. Oh, Faye, she is getting chased. Look at the army, dude. It's absurd. It's absurd. Put the Benny Hill music on at this point. It is just, we are running around in circles. What a game. I mean, at the end of the day, like, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of siege right there. Good night, University. I mean, this game is definitely, from the inception, like, go back and think about this, okay? This was the game that we saw the Lancaster castle drop. This was the real castle drop, and this is the one that you should be afraid of, because you're kind of witnessing right now what happens when you're allowed to just do the things that you want to do. By the way, no scootage still. Still no scootage. But, I mean, Faye is slowly scooting herself to victory. I'm loving the Reboldequins. 4 Reboldequins together with the Hobblers. How do you even deal with that? I mean, the Reboldequin's probably going to be most effectively countered by those archers that GUA got. So perhaps it's not all bad news for GUA. Swabi is still trying to print vills. We're at 88. I feel like we've been at 88 for the last 6 minutes. Stonewall finally up. Deletes this Stonewall. He's looking to try and finish the construction along the north side. Fortunately, the Culverin have come right out on time. But now completely... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, GUA. Oh, GUA. Please tell me that the gate gets completed. Okay, what a relief. What a relief. The gate gets completed. That's all that matters. Who cares that we lost 11 villagers? She's killed 91 vills, dude. She's a menace at this point. It just feels like she's playing with her food here. Give him a break. Give the man a break. Poor GUA, dude. 4th TC down, by the way. Just because why not? Because we can. Why wouldn't we do a 4th TC? I love the way that she's playing them. I'm honestly going to say right now, I'm so excited to cast a Faye game. Every game it feels like you're going to get something new and brand new, and indeed it is the case. And now, look at the Reboldequins as they fall back away from the melee infantry, able to absolutely clean up. Not even close. Vills get pulled to repair. GUA decimated. That was a lot of infantry. That was a huge amount of infantry. And the Culverins with the one-taps at the back. That was a no-scope by the looks of it. Impressive. What kind of skin you running there? Is it a Dragon Lore? Yeah, boy. How do you get the money for that? That's expensive. That is expensive. Vills on the chase right now. Keep going up on the Sacred Site. By the way, Sacred Site timer ticking. We're at 8 minutes. It's holding out for the moment. Vills going to be forced away from it. Reboldequins lighting up the infantry. Let's see how much you can deal with it right now, GUA. It's got quite a bit of infantry here. Prelate on the run as well. Forced into the stealth forest. Come here. Come back here, she says. I'm not finished yet. Stonewall being constructed, looking to try and block out this infantry mass, and the Hobblars on hot pursuit. In hot pursuit, on hot pursuit. They could be on either. They could be standing on the game. Need for Speed hot pursuit. Good. That's a classic. Reboldequins, just kill counters just reached 600 between them. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? It's a whole bunch of Randy, a whole bunch of Hobbler, and a whole bunch of... Wow. Wow. I don't even know where to go. I'm speechless at this point. It's genuinely impressive. this is not a House of Lancaster that we've seen before. But I think it just really goes to show the versatility of the Civ. The fact that you're able to spam out hobblers like this. She's got 34 in Q at the moment. Revoltiquin mix in. I like it. How do you even counter the Revoltiquin in this matchup? Maybe, I mean, you could go Bombards yourself and look to try and take out the Revoltiquins. It's a lot of gold, though. You'd have to go Culverin for the Holy Roman Empire. Behind the scenes, we do see Faye taking a little bit of damage here, but it looks like the wall did get up in the end. So she's starting to stone wall across that top side. Nothing down the bottom just yet. And now looking to break through the first of the gates. And it just feels like, I mean, the biggest issue for me at least goes back to just the loss of tempo by not going into Swabia sooner. I think if GUA just went Swabia sooner, it solves a lot of his problems. And maybe if he built some stone walls as well, that also solves his problems. But you can see that now the GUA's just given up. He just said, "Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it." There's just, how do I do it? I don't know, GUA. I don't know. I got no idea either, brother. I'm speechless, man. Anyway, you go, guys, go check him out. Obviously, Faye, incredible. GUA, nice performance there as well, brother. But at the end of the day, she comes out victorious. So go say good day from me, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.